I mean, just look at them. They bear no resemblance to each other, unlike all the other victims and their alter egos. Besides the spawn symbol, which could also have another lore implication by the way, which isn't unique to Zero and Caducus either. So that begs the question, is Caducus really Patient Zero's alter ego? Well, kinda. I'll get to it. First, we need to understand what is an alter ego in alter ego. If we simply take it as what it is, an alter ego is just another self, another version, perhaps maybe a darker side of you. However, that isn't really the case in the alter ego universe. Let's call it Egoverse. If we take a look at the game's synopsis, quote, the labyrinth within it manifests their deepest fears, insecurities, and traumas. So, this establishes that these alter egos really are just your deepest fear, not your alter ego literally. But then, wouldn't this make alter ego a misnomer or a wrong definition in the game? Well, again, kinda. To put it simply, for most cases, the name totally fits, except for Patient Zero. And why is that? Let me elaborate this further. Like the synopsis I've mentioned earlier, the labyrinth manifests a person's deepest fears, insecurities and traumas as sort of a real entity that will then hunt everyone down. And note that it simply said just that, fear. Hence from this, we can derive the two types of fear here. One born personally and one born externally. Let's go over them, shall we? The one born personally, which is to say every single victim currently in the game besides, that guy, are fears that are intangible and directly relates to how that person is. Something such as insecurity, some past mistakes, or as simple as a phobia that you were born with, like say the fear of height, aka acrophobia. The important thing is basically that. It's not a real object that you can touch. It is simply a fear within you that is, at a personal level. This kind of fear will then manifest into a twisted version of that victim, bearing resemblance, but with one's fear as a central theme for its appearance and quirks. Sounds familiar? That is pretty much most of the survivors, isn't it? Noob and his lack of self-esteem gave birth to Husk. Commander and his shortage of confidence, we got them all. Fjord and the fear of failure. Conquest. You get the point. They all resemble the host because they are something personal, and hence alter ego makes sense. And now we get to the fear born externally. I think you can see where I'm going, right? Let's say you're scared of dogs. Really scared of them, like I'm talking fight or flight type of fear. So much that it becomes your deepest fear. Thus, if that truly is your deepest fear, it would then manifest as dogs in the labyrinth. In this case, it has become something else completely unrelated to your appearance because it isn't something that is personal and intangible anymore. It is something that you have seen, felt, and experienced. And that is exactly what happened to Patient Zero. He saw Caducus, saw the monster that it is, and it became his deepest fear. But wait. How can we see Caducus? Isn't he fake? An alter ego only in the labyrinth? Well, obviously there's no confirmation yet, but that's what the story has implied so far. Caducus, a fallen god, was summoned using a sigil in the real world of Egoverse, with presumably the help of B-Man and Patient Zero. Did something so horrible such as, unalive a bunch of armed personnel and potentially even worse crimes. This could also explain why both B-Man and Zero are in the labyrinth. They have to face the sins for, unleashing this threat to mankind. This is exactly why Zero's log said, quote, he swears he could see a smile staring back after experiencing, again quote, the event that scarred him. It's because he quite literally saw Caducus. He saw the massacre, he saw all the horrible things that it did. Otherwise, why would he remember a smile staring back? Why would he remember a distinct feature of this monster that, if it is something that could only exist in the labyrinth? Simple answer, he wouldn't. It's not possible. The Caducus that appeared in the labyrinth is the manifestation based on Patient Zero's experience with the real Caducus, so it isn't something personal to him. It also conveniently clarifies why this supposedly fallen god is only as strong as some random homeless dude's insecurities. It's because it's not the real deal. Now though, could I be wrong about this? I mean, it is possible, since if I'm being honest, we aren't even sure if the same fallen god lore the original Caducus has is being used for Egoverse. But from what that has been implied by the game so far, I think it's very likely, considering the codes and whatnot. Oh well, only time will tell, I guess.